The New York Jets traded quarterback Justin Fields to the Kansas City Chiefs today. He'll back up Patrick Mahomes, who's coming back from that torn ACL. Fields will have a guaranteed contract of $10 million, with the Jets paying $7 million of that $10 million guarantee. As for what the Jets get from Kansas City, it's a sixth-round pick in the 2027 NFL Draft. The San Francisco 49ers have signed veteran wide receiver Christian Kirk to a one-year deal, while veteran corner Darius Slay announced his retirement from the NFL after 13 seasons. Butler men's basketball coach Thad Matta announced his retirement today, while CBS Sports says Penny Hardaway is back at Memphis for another year, while Alabama guard Aiden Holloway arrested this morning on a felony drug charge after authorities say they recovered more than a pound of marijuana at his residence. Alabama slated to face Hofstra in the first round of the NCAA tournament on Friday in Tampa. I'm Dan Byer.
Yeah!
Covino and Rich and the MVP of SGA Day, Iowa Sam over there on the ones and twos.
What's up, Sammy?
Danny
Hello.
G super producing. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had a Team Italy, Team USA. USA all day. Michael B. Jordan sort of weekend. You know what the B's for, right? Best actor ever.
Ooh.
By the way, if you chose the Oscars over the WBC, we're not friends. I'm
question
serious.
you.
Yeah.
I question you. I feel pressured to watch movies that win that I've never seen before. I'm like, am I supposed to go watch this DiCaprio movie now?
We'll touch on a little bit of everything like we always do. Covino and Rich live from L.A., live from the mean streets of the West Side, and we be rocking out. Let's go. You got Italy, Venezuela tonight. The winner takes on USA tomorrow. It's St. Patty's Eve. I'm St. Patty's Steve, already dressed in green for tomorrow. You know, these Irish guys are smiling because we got a short week. Rich and I taking off on the 18th.
I'll tell you what. People don't realize Covino's a quarter Irish. He denies it.
No, I never deny it.
He denies his heritage.
There's this guy building a fake false narrative. Never deny anything. I just don't bring it up because you know what I'm going to hear. You're Irish? There's no way. It's like,
Wait.
you want to see a picture of my grandma, you dummy?
I thought you were half Italian, half Mexican.
My dad is an East Coast Italian guy, right?
Huh?
But growing up on the East Coast in New Jersey, there was like a inner city war between Irish people and Italians. My dad chose Italian all the way. He's Covino.
You got to choose.
So you had to choose back then. Like, you were getting beat up if you were Irish and vice versa.
I'm going to call you Mick Covino.
So my
Covino.
dad
Covino.
always says he's Italian, right?
Yeah.
But the truth is he's part Irish too. He just never claimed it. I don't bring it up because I don't want to deal with it. But if you really ask me and you really want to know, of course I'm going to tell you. You think I'm ashamed of my wonderful Nana who's part Irish? Hell no.
You do scoff at corned beef and cabbage.
I don't like their cuisine at all. But anyway, yeah.
No one's ever said, "Ooh, Irish food, fantastic."
When it
Blood pudding,
benefits
yummy.
me, meaning celebrations tomorrow and a good Irish goodbye, yeah, I'll be Irish all day. But anyway, hope you had a great weekend. Let's have a great St. Patty's week. And there's lots to get to today on the show. We're going to do some Iron Mike Monday. We're going to do some trivia to give away some prizes. Stick around for that. But we got to talk some WBC and Oscars and WBC excitement.
Yeah.
Rich, first off, I don't even know if this is a crazy question. Is it automatic that the Oscars ratings are better than WBC, USA, DR? Because
That's a great question.
the WBC ratings has been a story, as we established on SGA Day, which if you missed, you got to watch it on Friday. We all dressed up like SGA. Watch it at Covino and Rich FSR. Ratings for the WBC are up 183% in some games. Like, millions of people are tuning in to watch what's going down. And when you had two powerhouse teams, USA and DR, I haven't seen rating stories or ratings yet as far as that's concerned.
I'm checking now to see if there's any initial thoughts
But
what had higher ratings.
The Oscars were also this weekend, and I'm wondering, was there even a competition? Is it automatically the Oscars because they're so mainstream and network television, that sort of thing? I don't know, but like I said, if you watch that over WBC, I think you're missing out. You could see Conan O'Brien do his thing on social media. But when it comes to WBC,
they're saying the Oscars typically has 15 to 20 million
then
viewers.
I guess, yeah.
And the WBC
I think it peaked at 6
has
something.
5 to 10 at max. So,
But I haven't seen the USA DR yet. Now, there's a story in that in itself as far as how it ended with a bad call. Yeah, it was a bad call, but that's baseball.
Until now.
Prior to the ABS system. But, that's just baseball, and bad calls happen sometimes. Unfortunately, it ended on a bad call. But throughout the game, that was sort of the way it was going. The DR had plenty of chances to tie it up and even go ahead, and they didn't. So you can't point the whole game at that one bad call. Was it a bad call? Yes. But did the USA win? Yes. Are they deserving? Yes. And I hope they win it all.
I found myself rooting for the DR at points to tie it up.
Because you're a traitor.
I'm not a traitor.
You are. Like I said to you.
I'm a faithful.
Rich and I were talking about this on our Patreon show. We do Patreon Monday through Thursday, uncensored and unleashed. Patreon.com/Covino and Rich. I could see how you get swept into a team like the DR or Italy is a great example of like, man, these guys are really good. It's fun to watch. But you got to root for the USA more so now than ever before. When you got all these nations playing with this sense of pride, wanting to beat the U.S., it's the time to support them in our own game.
Yeah, but I said to you earlier, it's not like a war or an international conflict or something serious. It's a baseball game. And truthfully, names like Soto, Tatis Jr., Vladdy, I enjoy watching those guys play a hell of a lot more than a bunch of Phillies and Yankees who I don't like.
It's easier for me because I'm a Yankees fan and Judge is on
like
Team
the captain.
USA.
He's like the main guy. Yeah,
but I think patriotism trumps your love affair with Juan Soto. I really do. So anyway, based on the excitement we're seeing, Aaron Judge has taken some heat. And I think there's no better way to tell me that you just dislike, that you hate Aaron Judge without telling me you hate Aaron Judge. Because he was asked about the excitement in the WBC compared to the World Series. He was asked about the fans. Now, keep in mind, this is about the fans.
Okay.
And Aaron Judge tells his truth comparing the WBC to the World Series. Here's what he said.
All rise.
Bigger and better than the series. It's just, like I said, the passion that these fans have representing their country, representing some of their favorite players. There's nothing like it. And that's what you dream of as a kid. I was betting my backyard, playing wiffle ball.
Wow.
This is the moments you dream of, big spots, big situations. And it gives me chills right now thinking about how special that was.
Now,
bigger and better than the World Series, quote.
That's the quote.
Aaron Judge.
And everyone's like, are you serious? Bigger and better than the World Series? I don't know. Have you seen all the corporate a-holes that sit there watching the World Series for the overly priced World Series tickets that you can't afford compared to the excitement level of the WBC and these fans out there cheering for their nation's pride? You don't see the difference? If you can't see the difference and understand what Aaron Judge is talking about, then you and I are not the same cat. You expect Judge to lie in that moment, and you just clearly hate Aaron Judge because everything he said there was truthful. It does feel bigger and better than World Series because the fans are going crazy. They got cowbells and full-on percussion sections in each game. Like, it's exciting. The excitement level's not the same. He's not saying that winning this is or means more. He's saying the experience feels bigger and better because of the fans, because of the nation's pride on the line.
Aaron Judge said the World Baseball Classic felt bigger and is more important, and he said it.
No, he didn't say nothing about being more important. So there you hold on.
And Aaron Judge,
just like you said, I deny being Irish. You completely lied just now about Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge
he never said it's more important ever.
Aaron Judge said the pinstripes mean nothing.
No,
and
okay,
this
all right.
this is where it's at.
All right, so hold on, and we ask you this. I mean, there's so many questions. Like, how does the MLB pivot and take some of this momentum? Because you can't move backwards. The MLB season is going to pale in comparison to everything we're seeing right now.
Hold on. Step one. I texted you and Danny during one of the commercial breaks. Did anyone else pick up on something you might say subliminal or just obvious? The MLB on Fox promo said the phrase, quote, "Celebrations are back. as if they're encouraging baseball to be more boisterous, more
they should.
celebratory, more bat flips.
They
more,
should, because much like sexual escapades in the bedroom, you can never move backwards,
Yeah,
Rich,
you
right?
can. Once you do it, it's on the menu.
Yeah, it's on the menu forever. Once it happens, it's always there. So you can't show us all this excitement and show us all this potential and show us what you're capable of, and then dial it back once the season starts.
So I did note that Baseball on Fox said, quote, celebrations are back. And I think the angle that's most interesting here, Covino, is when do you want people to lie to you? Remember Chris Rock back in the day, one of our favorite stand-up specials? Lie to me, Jerry.
Lie to me, Jerry. Lie to me.
Like sometimes a good lie is necessary. If your kid,
Why should Aaron Judge have to lie about this? It's
Dude,
the tournament he's currently playing in.
if your kid is singing and they're terribly off tune, hey buddy, you sound great.
Give him false confidence?
You gotta lie once in a while.
So that he leans into this singing career that's never going to happen?
So, Exhibit A. Guess what Bryce Harper said? He said, well, to me, nothing's louder than Philadelphia. Bam! Philly loves him. Right answer. Might be BS.
Yeah, he's also lying, and everyone could see through it.
Lie to me.
Lie to me, Jerry. Lie to me.
I have to say, I got Aaron Judge's back here. I think what he's saying is quite obvious and, yes, truthful. And anyone that sees it otherwise is just straight up hating on him. And I say, beat it to you. I say, later to you, losers. You guys clearly just dislike the Yankees and Aaron Judge if you have any problem with what he said right there. It feels bigger. There's nothing that compares with the pride you have rooting for your nation as opposed to a regular team in the MLB.
Man.
The difference is so contrast. How could you not notice it? So Aaron Judge tells the truth. When is it okay to lie is the question. And is it bigger and better than the World Series? No, he's saying this experience from the fans' perspective, it feels bigger and better. That's my takeaway. And then there's another question. We'll take your phone calls too. 877-99 on Fox. 877-99 on Fox. Danny G's on standby. We grew up with a mentality, and you see it in the MLB. It's the USA MLB mentality, and it's act like you've been there before. Act like you've been there before. But now I think we're all realizing that it's much cooler to act like you may never get to do that again. And other nations are playing with a different mindset, or maybe it's a generational difference too, where a lot of these young people are showboating in a fun way, and there's a difference between taunting and celebrating. And I think we're seeing a different level of celebration that the U.S. or baseball in this country from this generation needs to adopt moving forward. You know, like it's no longer act like you've been there. Act like you've been there is boring. If you're excited about something, then show your excitement, because that excitement's contagious. And I think that's what Aaron Judge is getting at. Like, yeah, what I'm seeing here, and this is the absolute truth, what I'm seeing here, and this is my words too, is something we've never seen before. And if you say you have, then I guess you watch a lot of baseball in the DR or in Venezuela, because what we're witnessing now is something we've never seen before. We're seeing a World Cup atmosphere in American baseball, in the World Baseball Classic. We've never seen that level of excitement in baseball before. So Aaron Judge is being a great ambassador of this tournament and telling the truth. End of story. Everyone else saying otherwise doesn't like Aaron Judge, and you guys stink. Period. Take it from me.
All rise.
I'm so committed to this that I've been hitting up other radio hosts from other radio stations being like, yeah, you're a loser because you don't know what you're talking about. You just hate Aaron Judge. It's the truth, because what he's saying is the truth. You see those boring corporate people that have World Series tickets? They're not even cheering. You see the excitement level? It's not even the final game. These guys are going nuts in the stands. There's a clear difference, and he's pointing that out.
Well,
we've been pointing that out.
Your Yankees are the prime example, though, of like act like you've been there before.
Yes,
I'm
not a fan of it.
Nothing would be lamer to me than when the Yankees in like the 2000s.
I think there's a medium ground.
Would clinch their division, and they would just do like a lineup of handshakes. When it's like, dude, you just played 162 games.
Things evolve, dude. I think it's time to evolve. That's all. You know, that's how it used to be. You can't pretend like our mentality wasn't act like you've been there before. It was. Just like it was in the NBA, you know, you didn't switch teams because if you can't beat them, join them. Mentalities change.
Yeah. I mean, listen, when you see little kids playing sports, when they make a really cool play, I love seeing a kid, like, honestly, like jumping up and down because they made a catch or they made a three-pointer or a kid made in T-ball, caught a pop-up for the first time. And they like start getting all pumped up.
Yeah, and this is a tournament.
Yeah,
These are high stakes. People are out to get you and beat you.
You know, we're entering March Madness season. Yeah, baby, Dunkaroo, Dipsy-doo. What do we love about March Madness? The celebrations, the craziness, the fans, these young kids that
the
have,
authenticity of it.
Yeah,
right?
And I
because
think
they're playing with heart and they're playing to win, and that's what we're seeing here. When you got that USA on your chest, or Venezuela, or Italy, or DR, Mexico, you're playing with a different level of intensity and passion, and it's noticeable. So what Aaron Judge says there is accurate. Rich is saying, and not just Rich, that he should have lied.
Yeah,
lied and what?
I believe in lying in these scenarios.
Lie to me, Jerry.
Can I hear it one more time?
Yeah.
Sam, play it one more time. Aaron Judge, when asked about the WBC excitement.
Bigger and better than the series. It's just, like I said, the passion that these fans have, representing their country, representing some of their favorite players. There's nothing like it.
You can
And
stop
that's what
it
you
there.
dream of as
The
a kid.
passion
You can stop it
of
there.
the fans is bigger and better than the World Series. That's what he's referencing.
Bigger and better than the World Series.
And how is that not true?
No, I'm saying where Bryce Harper, on the other hand, he pulled well, you know what, I'm going to lie for my city. And Bryce Harper is quoted as saying, quote, nothing is as loud as Philadelphia.
Yeah, because they're rowdy drunks. That's why. They're not winning anything. So I don't even agree with that. I think he's pandering to his fans. He's great at that. You know, he's great. And I say that respectfully. I like Bryce Harper. But he's great at staying true to his Philly fans and winning them over. He did that from day one. And yeah, there's a responsibility there. But there's also an honesty that Judge shared there. And how could you deny it? You can't say that the excitement that we're seeing here is like nothing we've ever seen before. And we've been saying that for the past week plus. And then say that the World Series vibe compares to what we're seeing.
But we see lying in sports all the time.
So what are other reasons to lie then?
All right, I'll give you examples of lies we see in sports all the time. Hey, so-and-so player or coach, who do you rather face in the next round of the playoffs? Well, whoever's in front of us will. No, everyone on that team, every
That's a good
53 dudes on the roster, every 26 men on the baseball team, have a preference of who they want in the next round. That's BS.
There's another one when your ex-team is about to take your team on the following Sunday, and the press runs to you, and they're like, you got extra juice for this game, right?
Oh, just another game.
Yeah.
Get the F out of here. Just another game.
Okay, I'm playing devil's advocate because I agree with both of you guys for sure when it comes to those, 100%. But maybe there's such professionals that they don't think the way we think. You know what I mean? Like there's such sports robots that they really do think one game at a time and have a different
I think the
mindset.
pushback on that, Cove, is there in do they even have what are those things called? The kids are like, what's that? The bulletin board material.
Yeah.
Kids are like, what's a bulletin board? But athletes don't want to give any extra fuel to their competition.
I agree with what you're saying for sure. I agree that's a great time to lie. Another one is it's a perfect Covino and Rich example. If your wife ever asks you who's the best you ever had, you say you always. Because she's the one you're with.
Man, there was some.
And if you play by those rules, Aaron Judge is playing in this tournament. So he's catering to those fans. Yeah. What did he say? The only thing that matters right now is that USA that he's representing right now. He'll worry about the Yankees and everything else once this tournament's over and once they handle business Tuesday night. So other times it's okay to lie. I'm sure when it involves your kids, there's plenty of reasons when it's okay to lie.
Yeah. How about this one? Someone you know has a kid. How many times have you been like, oh, my God, the baby's so cute?
Oh, yeah.
The baby looks like a little warlock.
Little ghoulie.
You got to see the baby.
Oh, yeah, that little gremlin, a ghoulie. Oh, yeah, so cute. Oh, my God. Yeah, you got to lie there for sure.
There's times to lie.
There are times to lie. I just think that Aaron Judge had no room or reason to lie in this case. The fans, their passion is what he's talking about, is bigger and better than in the World Series.
Right.
It is.
Listen, we're going to see Venezuela, Italy tonight, and then we all wrap this up tomorrow. But I think the biggest takeaway over the last year of baseball is that we're seeing passion.
By the way, maybe foreign fans are just better than American fans.
We're seeing passion at the World Baseball Classic like we've never seen. And Banana Ball, the Savannah Bananas, has sold out these huge stadiums, arenas everywhere.
Drew Brees is involved, man.
And I saw Drew Brees.
Yeah.
You sent me that clip earlier. I think that we're seeing baseball realize, wow, the game is undeniably America's pastime, but how do we keep it relevant? And if there's no further proof in that promo that aired yesterday, it's the promo that aired during the World Baseball Classic for the 2026 MLB season. They show Ohtani and Judge and Tatis and Soto and all the big stars of the game. And what does it say? The promo, the voiceover guy on Fox. MLB on Fox. Celebrations are back. Celebrations are back.
Yeah, they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. They got to roll with this momentum, and it's great for baseball. So other times it's okay to lie, because Rich thinks that Aaron Judge should have lied when answering this question. Not to put you on the spot, but what could he have said? What do you think he could have said?
He should have been like, hey, listen, I wear the pinstripes, and I
but
didn't.
but
I
he's
know. What
not
if he
right now.
said, I didn't think anything could come close to playing in front of those fans in the Bronx. But let me tell you, this World Baseball Classic is bringing.
Yeah, but dude, I don't think anyone in the Bronx is mad at Aaron Judge because he said the fans are like crazy passionate.
I heard it when they say all rise, no one's going to rise now.
That's
It's
such
the
BS. You know who
Yankee
builds
fans.
this narrative? Lame-o, like Mets broadcasters who are just trying to like find anything on Aaron Judge, or any sort of Aaron Judge hater.
Well, hey, World Baseball Classic, we're wrapped up. And you know what? It did just what we needed it to do. It brought us to March Madness. It brought us to the start of the baseball season.
Rich, how about when your wife asks you like how something looks? Are you ever honest about it, or do you not? I never know. I'm like, yeah, I guess it looks fine. I don't know. What am I, a fashionista? It looks great. I don't have any preference.
Sometimes I'll say, yeah, just get that because I want to leave a store.
Yeah, I feel like I'm lying, but the truth is I have nothing to add to your question.
If
here.
she'll
Yeah,
say
it's
like,
fine.
"Yeah, do you like these sunglasses?"
Like, you
if,
know
if
better
I,
than
if
me.
I say yes, does that mean we buy them and move on with our day? Then yes.
Oh, I think you lie there and say, yeah, it's great. Yeah, you look great. There's just nothing to gain by saying, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Because what do you really know about women's style?
Yeah, you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I
Yeah,
think.
but what do you know? I assume that they know more than you, right?
Yeah.
So,
You
yeah,
know,
it's
no,
great.
I'm the worst at. My wife will say, "What do you like better?" And she'll send me two pictures. It's like dress A or dress B.
Yeah.
And I've told her a million times, yeah, I'm terrible at this. I'm judging the model wearing it. So you might as well ask me who's hotter, girl A or girl B. I could look at the dress all day, but I'm always going to tell you which girl I think is cuter. So I'm a terrible gauge. So you got to lie in all cases.
What about, I'm not in this situation, but what if your kid, this is tough. What if your kid asks you, think about it and we'll get the answers next. What if your kid asks you if they're good at sports? Or if you're,
That's a good question.
right? Like, how do you approach those things? When is it okay to lie based on the Aaron Judge thing? We'll take your feedback and phone calls, your thoughts on that next. 877-99 on Fox. And, of course, we got prizes, Iron Mike Trivia on this Monday. It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio.
And Covino, are you into video games?
Yes.
Celebrities or just a good time? The Global Gaming League is
Yeah.
a video game league with celebrity-owned teams.
Woo!
From T-Pain, Buy Your Drink, to Neo. The globalgamingleague.com. Guys, they do everything from Call of Duty to Tetris. Sign up now and join the league again at globalgamingleague.com.
And for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Now, we are here. It is the week where everyone says they're a college basketball expert, so no better place to put your knowledge to the test. DraftKings
I'm so
Sportsbook.
honored to be friends with so many experts on social media.
Everyone knows all these 15 seeds, like the whole roster and everything.
So
huh?
many experts.
The number one sportsbook for live betting is built for March. The tournament is unexpected. Rewards are guaranteed. DraftKings Sportsbook delivering the most generous rewards in the market.
With DraftKings, the number one sportsbook for live betting, you're not betting on what might happen. You're betting what's happening.
And if you're new to DraftKings, bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Our code, as always, CRSHOW. That's code CRSHOW. Turn $5 into $200 instantly in bonus bets in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
Congrats again to SGA.
127 games, 20 points or more, which is pretty remarkable. When you think about it, even Michael Jordan, even LeBron had a day where they scored 18 or 16 or something. So congratulations to SGA.
We're using this as a day to celebrate SGA and a day to, well, there was a program that they did in school when we grew up. It was called Dare to Be Different. Let's dare to be different today and bust out those things we're a little hesitant to rock on the daily.
Well, if
I
you,
got this jacket from All Saints. All Saints.
Why do you brag about it? That's like a $1,000 jacket.
I was going to say.
All
so
Saints.
I spent a lot of money on this leather jacket, but I never felt bold enough to rock it because I'm
badass.
like, yeah, you rock it, and people are like, who's this guy think he is? Well, I'll tell you who I think I am. Steve Covino on SGA Day, busting it out for the first. Actually, it's like the second, third time I've worn it, but it's sort of like my concert jacket. It's a little Fonzie, little T-birdish.
Little George Michael, kind
little
of.
George Michael, little faith. Thank you for having faith in me, Sam.
Can I just tell you?
I got the cowboy hat.
I just noticed the squirrels on your cowboy hat.
Well,
I was going to ask, what's that varmint?
You got to bring fur to the game, bro. What do you mean? What do you mean? You don't appreciate Chip and Dale, bro?
Oh, they come off like they just come right off?
Chip and Dale, bro. I brought you know why? Because I'm bringing a little bit of everything. Like I said, little cowboy, little karate, right?
Yeah.
Little danger, little dangerous. Some leather, some bling. You noticing in the chains? Leather and fur, dude. Ooh. And, that's how the NBA guys do it. They don't care. They're just bringing their best drip, and that's what we're doing today.
I do have a question on SGA Day as I'm rocking the, like I said, the rose-colored glasses, the furly ascot, a long chain.
I brought the fur. He brought the furly,
big collar.
Covino, you look like a pimp from Dallas, and Rich looks like a pimp from San Francisco.
You know what I look like for real? There's a boxer who fights on May 2nd against the Mexican monster. His name is Gilbert Zurdo Ramirez. Zurdo sort of rocks that Mexican cowboy look. Get noticed a little bit. And congrats again to SGA, because what he's doing is, I can't say under the radar, because that's not it.
It's not accurate. But
it's not accurate.
There's something to be said about, like, you're onto something, but under the radar is not the phrase.
Well, we're sports fans, right? So we're very well aware. But I don't think he's reaching the casual fan,
Yeah, your mom doesn't know.
Yeah, yeah, right. Like household name sort of thing.
Hey, Mom, what do you think about SGA? She'd be like, who?
Maybe this record, maybe this sort of moment pushes it further. I mean, the guy's already a winner. We know that. Not trying to take anything away, but we're trying to celebrate his accomplishments and say happy SGA Day to you, and congrats again to him. It was fun to see them celebrating last night on a big day. So thank you guys again. Watch what you hear on YouTube, Covino and Rich FSR.
I mean, dare I say they repeat? If OKC, if the Thunder repeats, would it be like fair is light? I think it would be almost certain that it would be the best unknown team to win back-to-back championships in any sport ever.
Yeah, I mean, smaller market teams have something to do with
meaning
that.
Like if they won back-to-back.
Honestly?
Yet, like your Aunt Nancy doesn't know the OKC or the Thunder. I think that's your answer right there.
I've speculated this at the barber shop, and we've talked about it. You chop it up at the chop shop. And the sentiment against the Vatos, in the Vato community where I was getting my trim up, they're like, yo, to be honest, man, it's kind of like you don't even know how to pronounce his name. And I think that's part of it. Is it Shea? Is it Shai? Is it Gilgis? What's up, Gilgis? It's Shea Gilgis Alexander. But we go with SGA to keep it safe, and that's what he goes by. But I also think, like, because of the name, there's a lack of familiarity because people are scared to lean into it. And I got that firsthand, so I'm not just assuming. Like, when we were talking about it in the barbershop, that's what the dudes were saying. They were like, yeah, I don't even know how to say his name.
There are athletes that we all shy away from. I mean, we all say Tua. We all say Giannis. We all say –
like Travis Etienne?
Yeah.
There you go.
We'll
you see
get to
that?
that
I mean,
later.
how many UFC dudes, and forget about the hockey guys, it doesn't help. I know that's a stupid – I'm not saying that's the reason. It's part of it. It's small market. It's the name. It's, you can't say it's his flash because the dude is flashy as it gets.
It's also the sport because you could make the same argument about Tua's last name.
True.
But everyone just got used to saying Tua.
Yeah, including Trump almost. So we give him credit. We give him props. And if you don't know, now you know. Oh, yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Italy, Venezuela tonight. Are they sipping espressos? Is Venezuela going wild? Whoever wins plays the USA tomorrow night. WBC has been fire. Hope you had a Team Italy, Team USA sort of weekend. Like I said, Michael B. Jordan with the big win. Sinners is all the buzz.
Oh,
We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Two sinners, Covino and Rich. And the Fox Sports Radio Bracket Challenge is live.
I'm trying to do this right now. I'm having a hard time logging in. I'm such a dunce.
Exactly. Now that the matchups are set, be sure to compete in your bracket at foxsportsradio.com right now. Compete against our Fox Sports Radio hosts and against fellow listeners to see who has the best bracket. Winning bracket in the Fox Sports Radio Bracket Challenge will win $1,000 gift card, and a perfect bracket will win $1 million.
You might as well make it $1 trillion. No, has anyone ever got a perfect bracket in the history of brackets? But
Kurt Hennig did once.
Good luck.
Yeah. Fill out your bracket now and until Thursday morning before the games begin. Visit foxsportsradio.com to register to get rules and to fill out your bracket. All presented by Webull.
Oh, it's time to get your financial portfolio game ready with Webull. Get powerful investing tools and real-time data. One platform. Get started by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com.
Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
It's CNR on FSR, and we're bringing the madness. At least I am, because I'm mad at anyone that wants to pretend, because that's what you're doing. You're pretending like a little sports baby, that what Aaron Judge said isn't true. We can't, in one breath, say, man, we've never seen excitement like this before in the WBC. And then when he acknowledges it, saying, oh, so you're saying the World Series isn't as important? Well, like, what a lame-o. I don't think this tournament is more important than a World Series. I don't think having a WBC tournament victory in your resume means as much. But when it comes to national pride and what it means to these fans, it clearly means a lot. So stop lying and thinking or assuming that Aaron Judge should have said anything other than what he said. He said it's bigger and better than the World Series because of the passion level of the fans. He's never seen anything like it.
Well, I hope he wins the WBC title because the Yanks ain't winning World Series anytime soon.
How do you know that?
So, go Aaron
how do you know
Judge.
that?
You know what I do
I mean,
find?
the Dodgers are stacked, but what makes you say that?
You know what I do find interesting, though? Did you know when Aaron Judge threw out Tatis Jr. a third? First of all, what a rocket of an arm.
He gave a Shooter McGavin.
When he did the little Shooter McGavin, there was a part of me that's like, is there one little biatch on social media? It's like, he made a gun symbol. Because in the NFL, if you do guns on a first down, Danny G, what happens?
15-yard penalty.
15 yards. And I'm like, ooh, because when Aaron Judge did a little, pew, gotcha. There was a part of me that's like, is there one person mad at that? Because everyone loves to complain about everything.
It was a really intense game.
Oh, how fun.
Congrats to both. It did end on a down note, but still a big win for the USA. You should be pumped about that as a USA citizen. If you're Canadian, I'm sorry.
I mean, listen, Paul Skeens was brilliant. But after the game, I mean, the guy's so dominant. He's with Livy Dunn, new Baywatch babe. I don't. The guy should be smiling more. He doesn't smile enough for a guy that has.
Dud.
He has life by the balls.
He's a dud, but he's fun to watch.
I smile a lot more, and I'm not a 6'5" Cy Young pitcher. This guy has everything. Smile more.
Yeah, I agree with you. So based on the Aaron Judge story, though, and I got to make it clear, in my opinion, this story is a nothing burger. It really is. And people are trying to make it something because he's saying the World Series is bigger than the World Baseball. I'm sorry, the World Baseball Classic is bigger than the World Series. It's like, no, I don't even think he's saying that. But I understand what he means. When is it okay to lie is the question.
I think to protect someone's feelings, when you're telling someone their baby's cute. Our buddy Jeff hit us up and he goes,
how about when your buddy says, you think I gained some weight, man? And you know that he did.
I think you say, yeah, fatty. I think our buddy Jeff hit us up and he said every time his wife thinks someone's baby's not cute, she refuses to lie, so she'll say something like, oh, my God, they must bring you so much joy. Like, she says she won't call an ugly baby cute. I'm like, all right, I respect the honesty.
His little sloth is adorable. Rich, I left you on a cliffhanger. Like Sylvester Stallone, absolutely.
You're like Sly.
Let's say your kid shows no promise, zero promise in the world of athletics and sports and Little League and Pee Wee football or whatever. And he comes to you for real, like, Dad, I don't think I got what it takes. What do you think I should do? Like, what do you do in that moment as a parent?
I think part of being a...
Do you encourage him or point them in a different direction?
Part of being a parent is having them see something through, but also acknowledging when something's not for them. I can already tell you this.
They're like, do you think I'm good, Dad? And you know in your heart of hearts, they stink.
Kids will peak in valley. Someone once told me when it comes to kids sports, because, I'm very involved with coaching, that along the way, when they're 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, no kid, for the most part, is the best every step of the way, because kids go through growth spurts, and they learn, and some kids regress, and some kids get burnout. But the reality is, I could promise you, I coach kids that right out the gate, I'm like, this is not for them. And I do wonder if those parents are like, hey, buddy, let's try music or something.
Yeah, it's heart-wrenching for a parent in that situation.
I mean, I see it, and it's you can tell when someone doesn't get it.
So when is it okay to lie is the question. What up, Danny G?
I was thinking about certain times of the year, traditions, let's say.
Yeah.
Because if there's any kids, listen, you know what I'm getting at?
Of course.
Kids writing letters to a certain somebody.
Yeah, you don't ever.
But parents lie. I remember thinking, about my mom and other relatives saying, never lie, never lie, never lie.
You could lie to your kids about things. You could lie to your spouse about things. And Aaron Judge is a big fat liar, too. No, I'm sorry. Aaron Judge is too real. He should have been a big fat liar.
Brenda told Koa, they don't allow children inside Disneyland if they're crying. It's a rule. And she showed him
great lie.
Yeah, she showed him a fake thing as we were standing waiting to get in the gates.
I used to lie to my daughter all the time. I used to say we would shut the TV off and she would have a fit, right? And we would say, no, the TV needs to charge, honey. It needs to charge. And for years, until she was like, in school and she thought the TV had a charge. Yeah, I would lie all the time just to get her away from Bubble Guppies or whatever she was watching.
I think it's also okay to lie if it makes your buddy look stupid.
In what way?
Like if your buddy believes something, I think you could lie to him and make him think it so he looks like a fool.
just to prank your pal? That's nice.
I think that's fair.
I mean,
why? When your brother thought there was a little person inside the Red Box machines?
Yeah, for years we told him that.
You told him that and he believed it. So.
Oh,
he's also a dope.
Like the time Rich's coworkers thought he had a pool party with dancers.
Yeah.
Remember that, Rich?
Listen, if there's a lie that makes you look cool, I think go with that lie too.
Okay, so Rich is saying, and so many people are saying that Aaron Judge should have said nothing compares to winning a World Series. In the heart and middle of this, heated tournament. What are some other great moments to lie? We'll take your phone calls next, 877-99 on Fox, but we got our guy on standby,
DB,
the great DB, with your updates.
What's up, Dan Byer?
No lies being told here as the New York Jets are trading quarterback Justin Fields to the Kansas City Chiefs. New York will pay $7 million of the $10 million still guaranteed on Fields' contract. Kansas City gave up a 6th-round pick in the 2027 draft for Fields. San Francisco 49ers have signed wide receiver Christian Kirk to a one-year deal, while veteran corner Darius Slay announced his retirement after 13 seasons. Thad Matta is retiring. The Butler men's basketball coach stepping down after a career that saw him win 502 games during his 2 stops at Butler, Xavier, and also at Ohio State, where he led the Buckeyes to 2 Final Fours. Penny Hardaway will return for another season at Memphis. It'll be his 9th at his alma mater, while Alabama guard Aiden Holloway arrested this morning on a felony drug charge. The Crimson Tide are a 4 seed and will face 13-seeded Hofstra in the Midwest region on Friday in Tampa. Authorities say they recovered more than a pound of marijuana from Holloway's residence earlier this morning. The NBA's Board of Governors will hold a vote next week on whether to explore expansion opportunities in Seattle and Las Vegas. The plan could lead to both cities receiving teams that could start play in the league in time for the 2028-2029 season. Don't let employee turnover slow down business. Express Employment Professionals finds the talent you need to keep productivity on track. From the warehouse to the front office, Express staffs all jobs. Visit expresspros.com today. Finally, the details tonight on the WBC semifinal, Italy, Venezuela, 7 o'clock Eastern time. It's on Fox Sports 1. Title game tomorrow is the winner of this will face the U.S. That will be on Fox tomorrow evening. Guys, back to you.
Can't wait. Thanks, Dan Byer. And Christian Kirk, an interesting signing for the 49ers. You know when you think someone's prime years were more recent than they are, Dan?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, man, Christian Kirk's like a guy that could catch for 900, 800, maybe 1,000 yards. And I'm like, yeah, maybe like 4 years ago in Jacksonville. So, last year, only 200 yards total for the year for Houston. I'm guessing he's hoping for maybe he's
We're
a
so
guy.
mean to athletes. We
Maybe,
really are.
Maybe he's a guy that he feels like, oh, he's only 29. He could fit into what Shanahan's doing. Because at first I was like, Christian Kirk. And I'm like, would have been cool 5 years ago.
Well, you know what? Aging in sports is true. There's different, positions where being old is okay, and maybe we'll get to that later if we have time, because it does matter.
Yeah.
Yes. And what you do hope for, honestly, if you're a 49ers fan, not that Christian Kirk works out, but if there's someone that you draft that works out. So if it doesn't, then maybe Christian Kirk is there.
Yeah, I as a Niners fan, I see people saying like, "Oh, they're sort of winning free agency." I just feel like the Niners. I don't want them to resemble that team that got a bunch of. This would have been the greatest team ever 5 years ago, because teams have tried we'd have the greatest team 5 years ago, and it never
works,
pans
ever.
out. Never pans out. All right. Well, hey, you know what? Let me. You want to take a few phone calls?
877-99 on Fox. We're gonna get to your phone calls next, but again, when is it okay to lie? Like, I'll give you another example. Think about this: if your wife ever, like, you're watching Love Is Blind or something stupid, and some stupid conversation comes up, and your wife looks at you and she says, "Have you ever had a threesome?" Like, what do you do? Are you honest about this? Or, like, I'll tell you exactly what, I'll tell you exactly what I do when these things come up next.
Perfect.
And think about this. Is the acting like you've been there mentality over based on what we've seen in the WBC? Because clearly there's a lot more excitement involved, and it's a lot cooler to act like you may never get this opportunity again. And when people show this level of passion, it's contagious, and that's why the WBC is winning. So is that an old school mentality of yesteryear? Act like you've been there before. Well, what if you never have? Think about that. But we'll take your phone calls next. 877-99 on Fox. When is it okay to lie? We got more Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio.
All right, now, is your business struggling to find qualified candidates? You're not alone. Nearly half of the hiring decision makers out there saying finding top talent is the biggest challenge. And with the average cost per hire nearing $4,700, every new employee, you got to look at them as an investment.
How about hiring differently? Let Express Employment Professionals streamline your hiring process, saving you time and money. Get started at expresspros.com.
There is also hitting costs with hiring, lost productivity, endless interviews, and the impact on team morale could add up fast. So with Express, you make hiring more efficient. Visit expresspros.com. Find that location near you. Express recruits. Their recruiters have local networks of talent ready to go to work. So if you need part-time workers, full-time people on your staff, they got to cover for everyone. Don't let turnover slow you down. Focus on growing your business while Express finds the talent you need to succeed.
You need to succeed. From the warehouse to the front office, Express staffs all jobs, whether you need contract workers or new full-time staff members. Fast-tracking hiring with Express. Visit expresspros.com today. Express Employment Pros, building your workforce, supporting your success.
one of the other big stories, of course, is Maxx Crosby back to the Raiders? Deal.
And apparently,
or no deal. And apparently the
first
no deal.
guy there today, right? So he was already there with the Raiders, like
he
a
went,
pro.
He went to work with his lunchbox.
That's cool. And I don't know if there's any update
Was
here.
it
I'm sure Dan would have told us.
Alf lunchbox, or what was it?
But
No,
do
he's
the
more
Raiders
of a Darth Vader guy.
He-Man lunchbox?
really?
Star
No,
Wars.
he's a Transformers dude, I thought. Do the Raiders keep him now? Because there's so many teams that are going to be interested. I'm already hearing rumors maybe about your 49ers,
Cowboys
Rich, the
in the mix,
Cowboys,
right?
the Bears, the Rams. I mean, it's endless as far as opportunities because the truth is he's still just recovering from an injury. It's not like he necessarily failed and isn't going to get better when it comes to this physical.
Now, based off of what Dan Beyer played, the audio from the Ravens front office, saying like they're gutted, like they wanted it to go through. I heard Diana Rossini, a friend of ours, on Dan Patrick this morning. And, Danny, you and I were talking about it last night.
She had the inside scoop from the horse's mouth. She spoke to Maxx Crosby and gave the juice here on Fox Sports Radio this morning.
And Danny G, you and I were saying the same thing, which is like it just feels like, is there a possibility there was buyer's remorse? And when a guy's recovering, a doctor could find something. Now, you could say that's shady behavior. I'm not accusing anyone of anything, but I gave you the analogy. If someone went through someone's significant other's phone, you could find the most innocent thing and maybe be like, what's this?
Well,
If
when you're looking
for
hard
something,
enough,
you
you'll
can find something. So I feel like were they looking for something enough just to be able to say no deal? Like, was there buyer's remorse? Like, oh man, we're giving up all these picks, and I don't know.
It felt that way immediately because they had lost so many of their players to free agency that suddenly they were looking at things like, okay, we have Maxx Crosby. Now we have his contract too, and we lost 2 first-round picks. How are we going to replenish? And the Ravens, they don't normally trade first-round picks. Well, usually they're not up in the top 15 either, but they normally don't deal picks away like this, and they've always drafted pretty well. So right away, it was not – it didn't pass the sniff test, and so immediately even NFL insiders were saying, hey, something's not going right
What
here.
about the
with
credibility
this.
of team doctors, though?
Well, that's the thing. The doctors, they're called team doctors because they work for the team.
They work for the team. They're highly paid from the
so
team.
if the front office says to their team doctor, hey, kind of changed our mind here because we want our two first-round picks back, the team doctor is going to do what they say.
But I'm saying this just for the sake of conversation. Could it be that maybe the doctors did see something with the healing process
Sure.
that might not,
100%.
make it a fair deal for them?
There's something that maybe they did see that worried them long-term for Maxx Crosby.
I have 2 questions. Number one, I would say Sam didn't have to beep sniff test. Number one, and number 2,
sniff test could mean anything.
Okay. All right.
Like,
What? That's not what I dumped.
Is this milk old or not?
No,
Take a
okay.
sniff.
And number 2, Daniel Jones just signed an extension and a new contract, and when there's an understanding that this guy's recovering, clearly he's not 100% ready right now. Isn't that part of the understanding?
That's the thing. And Kirk Morrison had been saying this for a couple of weeks on every Raider podcast I listened to, pointing out that Crosby couldn't pass a physical to be on the field today, but in June he could. So you got to have a little bit of a leap of faith
Yeah,
as long
foresight
as the
and,
healing process is going the right way, which if you follow Maxx Crosby on his social media accounts, he shares a lot of his life. So I saw him go from the rolling thing when people have leg injuries to the cast off to standing on his basketball court shooting shots. He's coming along, and Raider insiders are saying he's a little bit ahead of schedule, which is actually what his agent and doctor also said.
And if you're connecting the dots, Ravens clearly knew that, and they know the healing process, and they knew what they were signing up for. So was this their excuse to back out of it, as Rich said, buyer's remorse? Not Dan Buyer's remorse. Actual purchaser, buyer's remorse.
Quickly, Adam Schefter reported that the Cowboys doctor was one of the doctors that actually reviewed Maxx Crosby's knee. He had done the surgeries for Patrick Mahomes and Malik Neighbors as well. He was the one that didn't pass. And some people were wondering, because he reviewed it, was he trying to get the Cowboys back in on it? That's not the case at all. But it was he was one of the doctors to look at.
Yeah, so the speculation's fun, right? And it is interesting to think about those things. But maybe the truth is simple. Maybe he's not healing the way they expected him. You could watch what you hear. See my sweet green T-shirt because I'm celebrating St. Patty's Day. Hell yeah. St. Patty's week. St. Patty's Eve. I'm St. Patty Steve. We're streaming live, Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. And Friday's show was a lot of fun if you missed it. It was SGA Day. We all dressed up. And Sam, I don't know what it was you were wearing, but I think you won. Because people in the NBA are so bold, SGA style, and Sam came in extra bold. But we had a lot of fun. Watch that show as well. Everything at Covino and Rich FSR. Again, live right now. Our bonus podcast, Overpromised, is there. New episodes there. And right now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry toilet paper and wondered,
Gross.
is this as good as it gets?
I love it when you say turlet. Sounds like my grandparents would say turlet.
Well, guess what? Your grandparents didn't have dude wipes.
I know they did
Isn't
not.
that a shame? So I ask everybody listening right now, if you're not using dude wipes, is your name Ebenezer? Like, what era are you from? It's 2026. It's time to step it up. Life-changing, wet, extra-large, flushable dude wipes, because wetter just cleans better. Available at Amazon and all major retailers nationwide. Dude wipes, the best clean, pants down. And now it's time for our Tire Rack play of the day. My guy that you think should have lied like a big weenie. Aaron Judge shows off the gun.
And then Ketel Marte, who shows off like that with a base hit to right. Tatis heads for third. Throw from Judge. Right there. He's gone. Judge, touchdown Tatis. Thrilling stuff.
Like, that's really animated for Aaron Judge. You know why? Because the gun does all the talking. When I say gun, I mean that cannon that he has of an arm. Joe Davis on the call on Fox. That was our Tire Rack play of the day. Any relation to Rich Davis?
No, but I love Joe Davis. I think he's one of the top dudes in the game. And for over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection, mobile tire installation options, all at TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. And you said dude wipes, like there's no way your grandparents had them?
Yeah, you think George and Sam and Harry use dude wipes?
I saw some comic or some Instagram clip, and we forget sometimes people didn't start taking hot showers until like the last 100 years. So like anytime you think of some old timey time person,
It was that British guy
Oh,
that said that.
Jimmy Carr.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's who said that.
like 100 years, people weren't taking hot showers. And Covino dropped a fun fact on me recently. All of our forefathers didn't even know dinosaurs existed, right?
George Washington died never knowing that dinosaurs ever roamed the earth. That's the truth.
Isn't that a wild thought?
Yeah, it is when you think about
We're
it.
so spoiled.
So be grateful that we live in this era of dude wipes and the era of the WBC. And based on the Aaron Judge story, again, which is such a non-story, we posed the question, when is it okay to lie? If you're watching one of these trashy reality shows and your wife looks over at you because you're laughing at something, she goes, why? Did you ever have a threesome? Why would you do that? Did you ever do that? I immediately shut down the conversation. I don't lie. You know how they say omitting is lying?
Yeah,
I don't omit anything. I'm not talking about it. Get out of here.
I'm not
even
talking about it.
acknowledging that. Yeah. I play like the answer may be yes, of course I did.
Or it might be no, but it doesn't matter because.
But if I stay consistent, they'll never know. Like, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah,
Get
good
outta
luck. I'm not talking about that.
here. Yeah, because what good are you going to get from that? Nothing.
It's a good answer.
Let's take a quick phone call now. 877-99 on Fox.
Who we got, Danny?
Mikey, he's in St. Paul, Minnesota, wants to talk about the WBC.
Hey,
What's up?
Mikey.
Mikey.
There you are, Mikey.
What's up, man?
Yeah. So I was thinking about, being in Minnesota, we have had 35 years of not winning a World Series. And, my son is 10 and he watches baseball religiously and really is disappointed when the Twins, consistently let us down. And so in many ways, like hockey too, because the Wild haven't really done anything as well. But when we have something to get behind in a sport that we love, like any true baseball fan, they're just going to love it. They're going to love it that much more. I mean, Miami hasn't had that much success, so the folks in town there are probably, looking for something to get behind because they love baseball.
Yeah, and listen, you're right. A lot of these guys, their teams aren't going to go anywhere in the MLB, so maybe the World Baseball Classic is the closest thing they'll get to actually winning some level of championship, which is sort of cool when you think about it that way. All right, we're going to switch gears to the NFL, and we'll do some trivia, give away some prizes this hour right here on Covino and Rich.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, "Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense." Her mom walked in. "Can you believe he was dead the whole time?"
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, "Oh, look at that bozo over there," and I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event
You
during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Justin Fields is on the move again. The New York Jets are trading the quarterback to the Kansas City Chiefs. Could be the backup to Patrick Mahomes in KC as Mahomes recovers from his ACL surgery. As for what the Chiefs gave up for Fields, it's a 6th-round pick in 2027 heading back to the Jets. Jets will also pay $7 million of the $10 million that's guaranteed on Fields' contract. Veteran corner Darius Slay retired today after 13 seasons in the game. The 49ers have signed wide receiver Christian Kirk to a 1-year deal. ESPN reports the NBA's Board of Governors will hold a vote next week on whether to explore expansion opportunities in Seattle and Las Vegas. The plan could lead to both cities receiving teams that could start playing in the league as soon as the 2028-2029 season. Aaron Nola starts tonight in the WBC semis for Italy against Venezuela. You'll see it at 7 Eastern on FS1. I'm Dan Beyer.
Hey, that's us. Hope you had a nice weekend. Let's have a great week. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. And I do want to thank you guys again for checking out Friday's show and joining us on SGA Day. If you missed it, you got to catch it. Got so much great feedback. I feel like Iowa Sam stole the show. And you got to watch it. Everything at Covino and Rich FSR. To catch any show you missed, you could watch it. And, of course, to watch us live now, and Overpromised is also there, our bonus pod. Everything at Covino and Rich FSR.
Yeah, it's an exciting time in sports. You got March Madness begins this week. Baseball.
Speaking of Overpromised, we'll do a whole March Madness special, I think, on Overpromised this week.
We'll bring in an expert because, I'll be honest, people that say they're versed on the rosters and vibes of like 14 seeds and 16 seeds. Like, there's hundreds of college basketball programs. Good luck knowing them all. And it usually is Betty from accounting who knows nothing about college hoops that wins the bracket. So,
well, why don't you lie to me, Rich? It's okay when you're honest, but when Aaron Judge is honest, everyone's giving him flack about it.
Oh, you know what? You're right. Maybe I should lie. Guys, I know everything about all 64 teams.
Yeah, everybody's
in
a big
the
liar.
tournament.
Lie to me, Jerry.
Lie
to me.
Everybody's an expert in everything. Everybody's a life coach or health expert. Everyone's a relationship expert. Meanwhile, they're not in a relationship. Everyone's full of baloney, dude. So it's okay.
Well, speaking of that Fox Sports Radio bracket challenge, it's live right now, and the matchups are set. Be sure to complete your bracket at foxsportsradio.com. Compete against our host and fellow listeners, and if you get the best bracket, get this $1,000 gift card.
Nice.
And the perfect bracket, $1 million buckaroos. So, hey, fill out your bracket now until Thursday morning before the game starts. Visit foxsportsradio.com to register, get the rules, and fill out your bracket, all presented by Webull.
It's time to get your financial portfolio game ready. With Webull, get powerful investing tools and real-time data all on one platform. Get started by downloading the Webull app today or visit Webull.com.
Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
Now, before Dan Beyer's update, he said Christian Kirk to the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked up his age because, as you were saying earlier and you alluded to, depending on what sport, what position, there's so many factors as to what's old.
Right. I mean, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, they were in their 40s.
And Mike Evans, just the other day, you guys were like, man, he's old. I'm like, he's 32.
It depends what position we're talking about.
Well, get this. Tyrann Mathieu had a really interesting quote, and I thought this was honestly very consistent with the NFL. In reference to Derek Carr, who there are some people that say Derek Carr still got some juice. Derek Carr might not be done. I know he's trying to figure out what's next for him.
You just got to give the Saints some compensation.
A quarterback at 34 is like a hot wife. This is according to Tyrann Mathieu. I love this. 34 quarterback? That's like a hot wife. 34, if you're like a safety, you're like a fat cop. He's like, depending on the job and who you are, and it's sort of true though. Like
You're like a Carl Winslow?
You start retiring running backs, you hit 30, you might as well be 70,
Yeah.
80, 90.
Because, it matters per position. That wear and tear is different at that position, at that age. You could last a lot longer in the NFL playing QB at 34. Derek Carr's got some legs for sure. He's got some time. But I also heard at one point that he had a lot of promise in broadcasting. Like, he's one of those naturals. Like, he's really great at it.
Well, you wonder now with the money being thrown around the broadcasting world with high-level talent like that, why put yourself on the field? Like, if you see,
because you have a passion.
I know, but I'm saying like
a lot of these dudes do.
Like a Tony Romo type. Tony had a great career, right? One of the best Cowboy quarterbacks ever. Guy makes more money as a broadcaster.
Yeah, but it's like you said. Sean Porter recently said about Floyd Mayweather. It's like, he's not doing all this stuff because he needs the money like we all think. And I still do think that. But he's like, no, he just does it because he loves the sport so much. And, fighters don't know when to put it down or when to stop, when to hang them up, as they say.
Think about
And it's the same thing with with football players. They want to play because they love
the
it.
passion, dude. If grown men,
it's their identity
if
as
grown
well.
men are playing in softball leagues, bowling leagues, tennis, you're playing pickup basketball at the gym. If we don't want to put down the ball, and we're grown men doing it recreationally. Imagine if you were the best of the best your whole life.
Yeah, and you're known for that.
It's very hard to probably walk away.
So that's really
any
why.
level.
And he's 30. Derek Carr's 34 or 32? 34, right?
Yeah.
34, coming off that shoulder injury, which is why he walked away from the Saints.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's got this injury he's coming off of. But 34 in reality for that position is you still got some game left, or you should anyway if you want it.
Well, if you want to talk
recovering properly.
If you want to talk quarterbacks for a second, I'm intrigued by one of the latest big signings,
Justin Fields.
And by big signing, I don't want to be exaggerating, but Justin Fields.
It was a name we were wondering about.
Chicago Bears came in with all the promise in the world, had some moments, and then, like a lot of people, goes to the Jets and things sidetrack, right? What did he play? 7 games and got benched, and it just was never right. Dare I say?
Telling you, back to an old CNR analogy, the Jets just feels like that location in town that no matter what business opens there, it doesn't succeed. Bad location, bad juju, bad parking situation.
Man.
Like whatever goes there just never seems to last. It used to be a donut shop, then it was a cigar shop, then it was like a toy store, and it just always closes down.
Oh, I got it. We'll make it a frozen yogurt place.
Grand opening? Grand closing.
Just for some reason.
That's the Jets. Businesses go there to fail.
Yeah, but it has such has good a lot of people walking around. It has good good foot traffic. Yeah, but nope, sorry. That's the Jets. And dare I say,
but you know what though, Rich? Eventually, this is the truth based on that analogy. There is going to be one business that opens up and it somehow breaks the streak, breaks the curse, and lasts. You know what that is in our neighborhood? That gastropub over there. I saw so many establishments.
The HQ?
HQ, yeah. It was so many different things. And then finally, HQ has been around, knock on wood, for a minute. Someone's going to step into the Jets quarterback position or
Cleveland or one of these teams.
Yeah, change the culture completely. It's going to happen one day.
Well, dare I say Justin Fields, and this is like a far stretch of a statement, but Danny G, Dan Byer, would you agree that with Mahomes, that recovery time from December when he got hurt, they say 9 to 12 months. Now, Mahomes, like a lot of elite athletes, is going to push the 9 months, and there's some that say, well, he wants to be ready. I want to be ready for opening day.
Yeah.
Week 1. That's what he wants, but if you're playing it safe, and as Dan Byer pointed out, we don't know who is on the schedule the first couple weeks. That could be a factor because if your schedule is light early on, do you rush back Mahomes? You don't think there's an opportunity that if Justin Fields gets 2, 3, 4 starts even, that could be an opportunity for him to really showcase himself with Andy Reid and dare I say, real team?
If they have a light schedule in the beginning, you think that's a fix or what?
Oh, the Chiefs fix?
Do you know there's some speculation, not to tie it back to the WBC, but even our boy Evan Roberts and a few other people that I follow and listen to are saying that the WBC has it set up in such a way that the U.S. would never face Japan in a semifinal. It's impossible. So they sort of orchestrated it where they can only face Japan if it's the final game.
Big business, baby.
Yeah. So it's kind of rigged, even though it's not.
DB, any thoughts on if Fields, this is a possibly great showcase for him or no?
I think it's good for Justin Fields. I don't know if it's going to be a showcase because I'm not necessarily sure on how many teams would have wanted to give him a chance at a starting gig, but because of the injury, I think being in the building in Kansas City will help him. I mean, the other stops that he was at, I mean, the Bears were a mess when he was in Chicago. The season that he had in Pittsburgh seemed to be...
He had a moment where it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
but then,
So, that tells you that there's a little something there, and then the Jets were just completely atrocious. So, I think while it's a trade between the teams and not Fields, signing with Kansas City, I think this benefits Fields more than it will benefit the Chiefs in the long run. And if I'm Kansas City, and I thought more about this, and I don't know how long Andy Reid has, but why even rush back Mahomes at all? What's the...
Unless you think this is the year. I agree with you. And you got Justin Fields now, and I'm not saying he's Mahomes by any means, but it's not like you're throwing... who was the guy they threw out there for a game last year because they were on their third or fourth string?
Chris Oladokin.
Yeah, no offense to him, but Justin Fields could play, and he knows what's at stake because if he steps it up, we're living in an NFL world now where there's a lot of feel-good stories of guys getting second, third, fourth chances, and your boy Sam Darnold is proof in the pudding of the right circumstances and a guy matures, he could be a winner. So I think Justin Fields found himself in a great scenario because if he just goes to Kansas City and Mahomes is 100%, he just sits there holding a clipboard.
Dude, anything's a step up from the losing Jets. Seriously. So it might not be the showcase, like Dan Byer said, that we want it to be for the guy or that it could be, but anything's better. Anything's a step up.
Yeah.
What would you rather be, a backup on a winning organization or the face of a losing organization?
No, but I'm saying especially
it's a better rebranding for the guy.
Especially I agree with you. What is the incentive to rush Mahomes back for week one?
Yeah, I'm not sure. And the Travis Kelce news tells me that Kansas City's in it, which I'm not saying they should tank this year. I wouldn't rush Mahomes back to get back for just so that he's back and can play this season. They probably could need a little 2-year refresher, kind of like the Golden State Warriors did when Clay was injured those years. Then you come back and maybe try to have another dynasty, and it's just a 2-year reprieve, if you will.
Yeah, and I don't think you really – and you know what? There could be a scenario in which they do take it easy, but a light schedule could favor them where Mahomes does get a little rest. And what if Justin Fields starts 4 weeks and they go 2-2, and Mahomes comes back with a 500 team and they make a little playoff run? I think there's no reason in the world.
The goal. Yeah,
no reason in the world.
The goal.
And in case you're curious, the NFL unveils its full regular season schedule in mid-May. So they're thinking
when you get all those fun viral videos.
Be between Wednesday, May 13th, and Friday, May 15th.
Oh, the Chiefs got a light schedule in the beginning. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's the script.
I wonder where their bye is. You're right. If they have an early bye, it's to allow Mahomes a little bit more time.
They really lucked out.
It's so weird. The Chiefs play the Jets and the Panthers and
Justin Fields
and the Cardinals in the
Jets.
first 3 weeks. That's weird. And a bye week.
Oh man. So yeah, I think it's a positive move for him. Absolutely. Anything's better than just failing and looking miserable with the Jets.
Yeah, well,
even though I wish them well, I'm not a Jets hater by any means.
But just a reminder also that depending on what you do for a living, young or old changes dramatically. I think about this with parenthood, right? I mean, we grew up in a generation where a lot of our parents, I can't speak for everyone, but if your parents are boomers, they probably had you in their 20s. Most people that I know, their parents had them in their 20s. I know a lot of our generation had kids in their 30s, 40s, maybe even close to 50 or so.
I became a dad at 33, and I felt way young. And looking back, I was already, I wasn't young.
I remember Covino
but I
saying,
felt like I was 18.
I remember Covino saying things like, yeah, bro, I feel like I'm like a really young dad. I'm like, dude, a young dad's 19. You're 33 years old.
Yeah. But, you did feel young at that stage. We waited a little longer.
Yeah. So, hey, things are ever changing. Quarterbacks, you could play till 40-something now if you're conditioned. So, a 32-year-old quarterback, I think, has gas left in the tank. 34, gas left in the tank. Now, a running back or
Justin
a wide
Fields
receiver.
is 27 for the record.
I mean, Justin Fields is 27.
Yeah.
Derek Carr is 34. So a lot of these guys looking for second or third chances. So we wish them luck. All right, now coming up, we are going to do.
I saw Iron Mike in the hallway.
Some Iron Mike trivia, a little Iron Mike Monday. So if you want to win a
You
prize.
know what's interesting is we were going to do it tomorrow, but Iron Mike just showed up, and no one's going to tell him that he's here on the wrong day. So, I mean, I'm not telling him. Yeah, I'm not telling him. He's already here.
So
are you going to tell him to go home and come back tomorrow?
We'll kick it with Mike Tyson next, and then we'll talk a little more football as we get closer to the NFL season. And, of course, March Madness brackets. We're filling them out. You could compete. Again, the Fox Sports Radio pool. You can win $1,000. All this fun stuff.
Wait, there's a pool here? No one told me about it.
Pool.
No way. What floor?
Stupid.
The third floor. Third floor.
Wait, is that where Kyrus goes when I'm looking for him?
Yeah.
Cannonball!
Well, that's all coming up right here. FSR, Covino and Rich.
Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry single-ply toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets? Well, it's not. Gets a lot better thanks to the wet, extra-large cleaning power of Dude Wipes.
And when they say extra large, they mean business. So no matter what the size of your mess is, top to bottom, Dudes has you covered for a confident clean. They comfortably clean up whatever TP leaves behind. No more maintenance wipes.
Debris? No way. Irritation? Not a chance. It's time to make the trade of the season and switch from TP to wet, extra-large Dude Wipes and start experiencing the confident clean of Dude Wipes made from 100% plant-based natural fibers, coming in a variety of scents and sensations like mint chill and shea butter to protect your end zone. You need that clean confidence, Rich. It's like when people meet you and they see that you outkicked your coverage, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we got that clean confidence.
Yeah,
that's why.
They're all available at Amazon and major retailers nationwide. The cleaner movement towards a skid-free life. Dude Wipes, best clean. Pants down.
Pants down.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, buddy. 877-99 on Fox if you want to play Iron Mike Trivia for some giveaways. More Covino and Rich next. Angels owner Artie Moreno insulted the entire team's fan base when he said, look, our fans don't care about winning. It's not even a top 5 priority.
That's what I wrote down. Not even. That's the funniest part. Winning isn't in the fans' top 5.
According to this mystery survey from Angels fans that nobody even knows
Are
about.
these the same surveys on Family Feud where you're like, top 100 people surveyed? Like, who gets surveyed?
He's saying that the fans were surveyed and they don't care about winning. They care about affordability, safety and affordability, which, again, those are important things, no doubt. You take your family out. You want to feel safe. In fact, Rich, didn't you just cancel your Mexico trip because you want to have a relaxing, worry-free, safe vacation?
I'm not trying to overreact, but, you know.
It's the smart, right thing to do. You're a parent.
I'm a dad. I got 2 little ones that depend on me. So my wife and I said,
We're in
pivot.
LA. You can go to Mexico anytime.
Let's go to the Dominican Republic, and I could also recruit some great baseball players while I'm there.
Right now is not the best time for that, right? Even though you're probably going to be fine in Riviera Maya or wherever, but why take the chance? So we're not saying safety doesn't matter. We're not saying affordability doesn't matter. But if you ask a sports fan what their priorities are when it comes to their team, wouldn't winning probably be number 1, if not a real close number 2? I can't even imagine what would come before winning. It's sports. It's why we watch. It's why we invest. It's why we root.
Winning. I mean, it's the name of the game. Thank you, Charlie Sheen. You know, when you coach little kids or you got little ones, there comes a point where you're like, we're here to have fun, right, kids? And then they hit an age where it's like, and win. Like, you don't play
right, because
to
winning's
not win.
Fun.
Like, listen,
Losing's not fun.
You may say I'm too competitive, but Danny, if me, you, Covino, Iowa Sam, Dan Byer, if we went bowling or to play mini golf or to the driving range, I couldn't not try to be better than you guys. And I would hope the same from you guys. Like, I can't.
You're oddly annoyingly competitive where there's no chill, like, so it takes the fun away from it.
But you tell me if you
I mean,
and I
I
went
can't
bowling,
hate on your competitive spirit, but it's annoying.
If you and I went bowling, you wouldn't try to beat me?
You always have an inner desire to win, but you're like overboard about it, where like you make it awkward. So I mean, like
Steve
everybody
Reich, got him.
exactly. We all want to win.
Who do you
but
think you are?
I do think when it comes to like us hanging out, that's where fun is more of a priority
Of
than
course,
winning,
I
right?
get it,
Yeah.
but I
No,
mean,
it's not, because that's still the priority.
maybe
for
I
you.
just want to win all the time. You
Right.
should be happy I'm your co-host because I want to beat the ass of every other show.
But I would say in that situation, like me having fun with Danny G, Dan Byer, and Sam is the priority, not beating Dan Byer and making him feel bad about it.
Yeah. And I think at a sporting event, you want to be comfortable. You know, you heard the stories about the old Boston Red Sox seats that were built for people in the
comfort.
in the early 1900s, and they had to renovate, obviously, so people could actually fit in the aisleways and the seats. As long as the ballpark is comfortable, then I think the number one priority would obviously be winning.
You know, it's like when I went mini golfing with Dan Byer.
Yeah.
And I was like, shooter. and he was like, this is no fun with you.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be too competitive when you're hanging with your buddies. But let's play devil's advocate here.
It's a big butt.
I love big butts. Is there something to be said about today's economy, today's family, and just being able to take your family somewhere affordable?
All right, you've heard the phrase counter-programming, most recently with the Super Bowl halftime show. I'm not getting into that, but a lot of times you say, all right, there's an audience that doesn't want this. What might they want? And if you live in Los Angeles, there's a good chance why would you not be on the Dodgers bandwagon or be a lifetime fan? But there is a reason why you'd be like, well, it's awfully expensive. I have to go to, oh man, it's not easy to get to Dodger Stadium. Like, you got to counter program and be like, all right, what are they doing? The Angels aren't going to be better than the Dodgers. They're not going to have the star power.
Yeah, but they might be
or the
winning over a
history.
lot of fans who don't have the money to spend on Dodgers tickets.
But that's the point.
Right.
When I lived in New York, if I wanted to go to a basketball game, I could spend $500 to go to a Knicks game, or I could go to a Nets game when they were in Jersey for like $40.
So you're thinking about let's say the parents of this family, right? They're taking their kids there. Those kids are now growing up Angels fans because that's what their family could afford. So the thinking's not that crazy when you really dive into it. I just find it kind of hard to believe that winning's still not the priority. Or are you going to tell me all these seats are being filled by people who are like, you know what, screw that. I just want to show my kids, my family, a good time. Ooh, yeah. Covino and Rich live from the Fox Sports Radio studio in the mean streets of L.A. And are you into video games, celebrities, or just a good time? The Global Gaming
Do I have to
League.
pick one or no? Good time.
I'm down with all that.
Gaming.
The Global Gaming League is a video game league with celebrity-owned teams from T-Pain to Neo, competing in everything from Call of Duty to Tetris. Sign up and join the league now at globalgamingleague.com. globalgamingleague.com. And, of course, DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one sportsbook for live betting, is built for March. Tournament is unexpected. Rewards are guaranteed. DraftKings Sportsbook is delivering the most generous rewards in the market. With DraftKings, the number one sportsbook, live betting, you're not betting on what might happen. You're betting on what's happening. And new to DraftKings, just bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Here's what you got to do, Fox Sports Radio Nation. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code CRSHOW for Covino and Rich Show. That's CRSHOW to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets instantly in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus in most states, void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
Thank you, Iowa Samuel. By the way, you saw last night at the Oscars. I did not see this. I saw the clip. Kumail Nanjiani, who's not on Team Italy, by the way.
Nanjiani.
He's not Italian at all.
You
actually.
sure? Is he not?
Sounds like that. Nanjiani.
Nanjiani.
He was pretty funny. I think he's a pretty funny dude. He went up there. There was a tie.
That dude's ripped, by the way.
There was a tie at the Oscars for Best Live Short Film. And not that anyone knows these, but the singers and two people exchanging saliva was the tie in that category.
Yeah, apparently that's the third time it's happened because the second winner, the recipients came up and she's like, yeah, this is the third time that's happened. I had no idea.
Ties, which lends me to my baseball, I think the lamest thing ever. There was a tie for the MVP in 1979 in the National League. Do you know who it was?
Lame.
Because I always thought it was like it didn't count as much in my mind. Because I'm like, it was a tie. I'm putting you on the spot for something that was.
Because I feel like I do know this answer, and I don't think I have the brain power on a Monday to really think about it.
One of them's a former Met when he wasn't on the Mets.
George Foster?
No, when he was on the Cardinals.
Keith Hernandez.
It was the year Keith Hernandez and Dan Byer. You know the other guy?
No, I was intrigued.
It was Willie Stargell.
Oh,
It was a tie.
They were co-MVPs?
Co-MVPs in 1979. Keith Hernandez and Willie Stargell. And I always thought, like, really? A tie, huh?
Rich doesn't believe in ties, only ascots. He wore one on Friday, by the way.
Ties? No way. Hey!
He wore one on Friday. More reason to watch Covino and Rich FSR.
All right, well, we're going to do Mike Tyson trivia in just a second, but I also want you to think about something for later in the show. I just realized today is 3/16, which some people call Stone Cold Steve Austin Day. So I have a random wrestling hypothetical.
What did you do on Pi Day, by the way? Did you do anything fun on Pi Day over the weekend?
You know?
3.14?
I did not. You know what?
A little 22/7?
It's because look at this mathematician, Steve Covino.
Did you have any apple pie or anything?
So we'll pay tribute to Stone Cold Steve Austin before the end of the show on 3/16. But let's do it. We do it every week or so. He stops by. Iron Mike Trivia.
Mike Tyson was a maniac.
I want your heart. I want to eat his children.
Put an ear to this if you're a boxing brainiac. Iron Mike Trivia.
You can't touch me. You're not man enough.
All right, our FSR security walking our broke mic into the main studio.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hi, Mike.
What's going on, guys? I heard I'm here on the wrong day or something.
Oh, no. We welcome you whenever, Mike.
It's always fun to be here hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of you lately.
I'm going to go In-N-Out Burger right after this, like Michael B. Jordan.
I thought that was cool,
I'm
man.
going to go In-N-Out Burger, get it. What's it called? Animal style.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson.
You're an
style.
animal, Mike.
That's right.
We've seen a couple other winners do it in the past, but
Paul Giamatti, right?
yeah, it seemed cooler with Michael B. Jordan in a strawberry shake.
Cool. It's cooler when I go later today, right after the show.
Do you get to skip that big line when you win an Academy Award or no?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, you do.
Because
And when
tell
you're
you
Mike
what.
Tyson, you don't wait in line.
You say, Mike, you don't have to wait it in and out?
I'm not waiting in any line. Go right up front.
I don't know if
what
people-
I say. You know what I say?
What do you say,
I
Mike?
say, what are you going to do about it?
Can I tell you? I don't know
What
if
are you
people,
going to do about it?
I don't know if people around the country realize that In-N-Out Burger, Danny, you can back me up at any given time. Just the drive-through line down
Oh,
the block.
man.
It always
And
bleeds.
you know what
It
else
always bleeds into
you know
like
what
the
else
street.
I say, give it to me Mike Tyson style.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson style. Yeah, that's right. Animal style.
Animal style. Okay. All right. Well, Mike, let's
let's-
get into trivia.
yeah,
but we need
let's-
a contestant.
Let's
Danny.
meet the contestants first in the studio. 25-time winner, Rich Davis, right
Yeah,
there.
buddy.
By the way, I saw it. You guys see Sinners? That movie was like From Dusk Till Dawn. It was the same thing as From Dusk Till Dawn. I can't believe it got 16 nominations.
All right, 18-time winner, Dan Byer, right over there.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Dan?
And looking to win a CNR prize pack on the studio lines from Washington State. Brian got through.
Hey.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Mike?
Are you going to watch my fight against Floyd Mayweather? You know there's no weight limit. That's why I'm going to In-N-Out Burger. I'm getting 3 burgers Mike Tyson style. There's no weight limit. There's no weight limit. It's April 25th in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
I want to come with you so I don't have to wait in line either.
That's right. And you remember what to say. What are you going to do about it?
What are you going to do about it? I want a Tyson style.
Tyson style.
All right, Brian, we hope you get the prize pack. Here are the rules for Iron Mike Trivia. The first contestant with 2 correct answers is the champ. If there's a tie, we have a tiebreaker question. Your name is your buzzer, but you do have to wait until all 3 possible answers are read. If there's 2 wrong answers in a row, we move on to the next question. Are you ready?
Here we go.
Ready.
Get it on.
All right. As you know, Mike Tyson, I love boxing. I love boxing history. Who was the first boxer to win a world title in 5 different weight classes? Whether A, Thomas the Hitman Hearns, whether B, Sugar Ray Leonard, or whether C, Oscar De La Hoya? First boxer to win world titles, 5 different weight classes.
They're giving you a chance there, Brian.
Brian, we're giving you like a beat here. At least.
Oscar De La Hoya.
No.
Rich.
Rich for the steal.
My instinct was Sugar Ray.
No, you're both losers.
My instinct was wrong.
Yeah.
Your instinct stinks.
I got a freebie.
Instinct.
You have instinct.
Yeah, it was the Hitman.
It was
Hearns.
Thomas the Hitman Hearns, the wonderful man.
Hearns, huh?
Yes, sir.
That's right, the Hitman.
All right, nobody on the board yet. We moved to round 2.
Some people think Don Mattingly was the Hitman, with Thomas Hearns was the Hitman. Round 2.
You were the hit, man.
What was I once quoted saying about friends? A, animals make better friends than most humans. B, I have thousands of people's phone numbers and only 3 real friends. Or C, everybody you fight is not your enemy and everybody who helps you is not your friend.
Hey, Brian.
Brian, you say animals make better friends. No, you didn't say that.
Dan.
Buyer for the steal.
B.
No.
No, I said C, everybody you fight is not your enemy and everybody who helps you is not your friend. You know what else I say about Friends? The show sucks. I used to watch that show. It's terrible. I don't see what all the hype is about. It's a corny show.
Mike, don't tell it to Monty. She loves Friends.
That's what she got terrible taste in TV.
Wow.
All right, we're still
This is Brian. I
scoreless.
thought with all your pigeons and incredible stuff you do, I thought you're an animal man.
Don't
Yeah, you
forget
got
my
tricked.
Tigers. That's right.
You
Yeah,
are
exactly.
an animal with your tigers.
All right, nobody on the board yet. We moved to round 3.
Round 3. Jack Marles was a British man who invented something reusable that every boxer has. What is it? Is it A, a cold steel compress, B, padded gloves, or C, a rubber mouth guard?
C, Brian.
Brian, you just got on the board.
That's right. Jack Marles, he was a dentist, and he saved some of my teeth.
Yeah, he did. And thousands of boxers before you. 1902, he invented that.
And
C,
by the way,
Brian.
by the way, speaking of padded gloves, we're using 14 to 16 ounce gloves when I fight in the Congo.
In the Congo, huh? Can't wait
Brian,
for that one.
halfway to a prize pack in Washington State. We go to round 4.
All right, round 4 is Mike Tyson.
All right.
Which legendary fighter has the record for the most consecutive title defenses?
Oh.
Is it A, my hero Muhammad Ali, B, Joe Louis, or C, Rocky Marciano?
Brian.
Brian.
C.
C, no.
Oh, Rich.
Rich
is
for
it
the
Muhammad?
steal.
It was Joe Louis.
It was Joe Louis.
Right.
Oh.
You know why? You got to assume.
I think I
back
saw
then,
you were peeking at my paper.
No,
That's right.
I just feel, Mike, that back then, didn't those guys just
He
fight
was
a lot more?
peeking. He was peeking at your paper. We got to rerun that one.
Who's this guy?
All right, so we got a tie between Brian and Rich. We go to round 5.
Come on, Brian.
All right, round 5. What weight class is immediately below heavyweight in boxing, in pro boxing? Is it A, light heavyweight, B, super middleweight, or C, cruiserweight?
Brian.
Brian
Light
for-
heavyweight.
No,
you bonehead.
Oh, my
Dan.
God.
Dan.
Buyer.
Cruiserweight?
Yes.
You're absolutely right.
So that means we have a 3-way tie,
Wow.
and this doesn't happen often in on Tyson Mondays or
It
Tuesdays.
happened at the
what
Oscars
I-
yesterday. There
Yeah.
was a tie.
Yeah, see a tie. We're
But
going with the
we're
trend.
not going to leave it like that. We actually have a tie break. All right, so no multiple choice. It's whoever comes closest. Just buzz in with your name when you're ready to guess. Mike, go ahead and read the overtime question.
Okay, how many millions of dollars did I receive for the McNeely fight in 1995?
Oh.
Ooh.
For Peter McNeely, 1995, how much did you receive?
Yeah. People called it an 89-second bar fight.
89-second bar fight.
How many millions did Mike receive for that fight?
I'll say 40.
All right. Dan says 40.
Mike, I wrote down right here 20. So, Dan, we were a little far off. So,
Rich, 20.
What are you thinking?
Okay.
Brian says 50.
50. The actual retail millions given to Mike. Mike?
$25 million.
Oh!
Rich wins in overtime.
August 19th, 1995. Took out Peter McNeely easily. Made $25 million in 89 seconds. That's a payday.
Yeah. Because I just realized it should have been more. But back then, even though money was big, not as big as the way they throw around money in sports now.
I thought Brian played
crazy.
well, though. Brian did a good job.
Yeah, Brian's a good dude.
Brian, you did, man. Thank you for
Brian,
entertaining
you're wonderful.
us.
You're a beautiful
with
man.
you, Mike.
You're a very nice guy.
Have a good one, pal. Well,
God bless you, Brian. Have a great one.
Mike, good luck in the Congo.
Bye,
We'll
guys.
see you before then.
Again, I'll see you April 25th
In the Congo.
in the Democratic Republic of Congo against Floyd Mayweather. Bye, guys. No weight limit, by the way.
No way.
That's why I'm going to go get 3 hamburgers right now. Anybody want one?
Yes, can I get one Mike Tyson style?
You got it, buddy. I'll see you later. Bye, guys.
Thanks,
Bye,
Mike. Thank you.
All right, and with that said, let's go to Dan Byer for an update. DB, what's going on, man?
One of my favorite traditions of overtime in Iron Mike Trivia is when Rich wins, he makes us all feel stupid on what we guessed. Because he wins, and then he goes, well, this was the reason, guys. Money wasn't enough back then.
And then
yes. That this is why I came upon my hypothesis that I was able to guess.
What
and
I'm
get
really
it
saying is, Dan,
correctly.
is if you guys thought it out more.
You know what the
Well,
best part
I
about it? He doesn't realize he does that.
I thought, okay, if Jordan was making like $30 million a year, like what was Mike Tyson's, in the mid 1990s? So I'm like, well, maybe it's a little north of that.
Well,
So that was my thinking on it.
we'll get him next time.
But
Dan.
next time. This was my thinking on it, guys, and you guys aren't smart enough to realize, but I am. And this is where I came upon my hypothesis.
I came up to my conclusion.
All right, let's get down to it. World Baseball Classic tonight, Venezuela against Italy. The Italians will have Aaron Nola on the mound at 7 o'clock Eastern time. You'll see it on Fox Sports 1. Winner gets the United States in the title game. Nolan McLean will be the starting pitcher for the U.S. tomorrow for that championship game. The Jets traded quarterback Justin Fields to the Kansas City Chiefs for a 6th-round pick in the 2027 NFL Draft. The 49ers sent wide receiver Christian Kirk to a 1-year deal. Veteran corner Darius Slay announced his retirement after 13 seasons in the NFL. Don't let employee turnover slow down business. Express Employment Professionals finds the talent you need to keep productivity on track. From the warehouse to the front office, Express staffs all jobs. Visit expresspros.com today. ESPN says the NBA Board of Governors will take a vote next week to decide on whether to explore expansion opportunities in Seattle and Las Vegas. A plan could lead to both cities getting franchises in time for the 2028-2029 season. And the brackets are out, and there's news in college basketball. Alabama plays in the Midwest region on Friday against Hofstra in a first-round game in Tampa. But right now, guard Aiden Holloway is not on the team. He was arrested this morning on a felony drug charge in Tuscaloosa. He's the team's second leading scorer. Authorities say a pound of marijuana, paraphernalia, and cash were found in Holloway's residence, and he was released on $5,000 bond. He will not be allowed to return to the team until the University of Alabama Office of Student Conduct completes their investigation in the matter. Butler men's basketball coach Thad Matta is retiring. Penny Hardaway will be back for another season as the head coach at Memphis. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Dan.
DB.
Appreciate it. And I was talking to Mike on his way out, Rich.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 things.
Who?
Mike Tyson, Iron Mike, broke Mike. Michael B. Jordan, if you didn't know the story, he went to In-N-Out Burger after he won for Best Actor after the Oscars yesterday. So congrats to Michael B. Jordan again. And there really is no weight limit, he said, during the Mike Tyson-Floyd Mayweather fight.
Gloves are big, though, right?
Yeah, bigger gloves, no weight limit. Those are the rules right now. If it happens.
In the
There's
Congo,
something like weird about that fight.
it doesn't feel very official in my mind.
Yeah, I feel like something's going to happen.
Come down last minute. Like, hey, it's
I
not
don't know.
happening. Sorry, Congo.
As of now, it's still on, though.
They're actually going to box in a triangle.
April 25th is when
well,
it's scheduled to go down.
We'll see. Hey, it is 3:16. So let me pose a hypothetical, and maybe we sort of wrap with this next. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Man, people loved him when he was in his prime, huh? I feel like your brother-in-law Dan loves Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Dude walks around in just a leather vest.
That's my number one indicator.
Yeah.
When I was thinking that. So,
What gave it away? The leather vest?
So when I say Stone Cold Steve Austin, is he definitely like top tier to you? Are you in denial because maybe it's not your generation? Is he one of the best ever? Is he?
I think he's one of the coolest dudes we've interviewed. Where his legacy is, like, on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling, I think he's like that outer tier.
Some would say top few.
I mean, I say that respectfully, dude. Like, if we're talking 90s rock, I love the Smashing Pumpkins and Stone Temple Pilots, but they might be in the outer tier of the top 4. So it's not a disrespect. I'm just saying there might be 4 other bigger names in the game, but he's right up there.
Well,
but I'm also not a wrestling expert.
I know. I just wanted
That's
to
just off the cuff and how I feel in the moment. But I thought he was super cool the few times we met him, and it is 316.
That's why I asked the question: is he a top 3 of all time? When you think of all the WWE superstars, all the people we watched growing up.
I mean, you got Andre the Giant, you got Hulk Hogan,
Ric
you got
Flair,
The Rock, you got Ric Flair.
John Cena, like all these people.
There's so many dudes.
Is Stone Cold the
so
top 3?
many legends.
Your thoughts? We'll wrap with that. We'll get you pumped up for the World Baseball Classic.
I think people sleep on guys like The Undertaker when you think of his longevity and
pretty awesome.
how
Still
long he
is.
was in the game.
We'll get to all that and more next, right here. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Now, is your business struggling to find qualified candidates? Well, you're not alone. Nearly half of the hiring decision makers out there say that finding top talent is the biggest challenge. And with the average cost per hire nearing $4,700, every new employee is an investment.
How about hiring differently? Let Express Employment Pros streamline your hiring process, saving you time and money. Get started at expresspros.com.
There's also hidden costs with hiring, lost productivity, endless interviews, and the impact on team morale could add up fast. With Express, hiring is more efficient. Visit expresspros.com to find the location near you. Express recruiters at Express have a local network of talent ready to go to work, so keep people at the center of your hiring process with your local Express team.
Did you say loco?
Local Express team.
Oh, local.
Oh, local. Yeah.
Don't let turnover slow you down. Focus on growing your business while Express finds the talent you need to succeed. From the warehouse to the front office, Express staffs all jobs. Whether you need contract workers or a new full-time staff member, fast-track hiring with Express. Visit expresspros.com today. Express Employment Professionals, building your workforce, supporting your success.
Bam Adebayo.
Bam Adebayo, 83
I say
points.
Bayou.
Yeah, he's not living out in the
Bayou.
bayou. Yeah, there's no bayou involved.
He's living. Bam's in the Adebayo.
Born on the bayou.
Bam Adebayo had 83 points, and again, not known for being a high-scoring NBA player. 20 of 43, 36 of 43 from the foul line, 7 for 22 when it came to 3 points against a Wizards team that kind of stinks. I mean, really stinks.
I mean,
and that's part of the criticism.
They might as well have had Dumbledore on the court.
But
I mean, they're
he
wizards.
still-
Harry Potter was out there.
He still did it.
Yeah.
You know, and by the way, the people that are mad about the Kobe thing, that's such a non-story, and that comes from a place of high respect and high regard for Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant didn't hold the record. He was in second. Why do people not grasp
Like
that?
you can't get mad at second place.
He
I don't know. It's
surpassed
weird. It's like
the second place guy. It's not like Kobe Bryant was the record holder and he beat him in a weak performance, in a weak circumstance. No, that's not what happened. He just surpassed him as number 2 now.
Imagine being
behind Wilt Chamberlain.
Imagine being like, oh man, you were voted second in the Cy Young instead of the third. Like I don't know.
And by the way,
like
everyone's
second place.
okay with Wilt Chamberlain having the 100 points, right?
Hello, Fox Sports Radio.
There's
Can I
so
take your
much
order?
controversy as to how he scored those 100 points. No one even knows how many blocked shots he had in that game, right? And who was he playing against? But everyone acknowledges that he had 100 points. So if we're going to acknowledge that he had 100 points,
Yeah.
then it doesn't matter how Bam scored his 83. Yeah. He had 83.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is it's angry Kobe fans, and I get it. It really is. I saw.
Was it the coolest way to happen?
I saw a round table.
Was it from an unassuming or an unexpected, I should say, player? Yes.
Well, okay, let's be fair. How many times in the NBA just this season are we going to see and have already seen a big-time scorer go up against a crap-ass team that's tanking for the rest of the season anyway? So you talk about the Wizards being a terrible team who aren't – like, that happens every day in the league.
Still takes a lot to score 83 points.
It still takes a damn lot to score 83 points. And frankly, I have to believe, and I'm a huge Laker fan myself, and I'm a Kobe guy, I have to think that Kobe – would have had absolutely no problem with any of this. And that if it was Kobe chasing Michael Jordan, who had 81 points, you damn straight Kobe would have been doing everything he could to get past 81.
Yeah. This is sort of the sentiment. I saw Michelle Beadle and some people on a roundtable show saying it could be entertaining that a man did what he did, but you could also be irritated because it was ugly, gross, and kind of cheap, especially the last 7 to 10 points. Kobe fans are angry. And that's really the sentiment you're seeing everywhere.
Angry what? That he passed the number 2 guy? That's kind of corny to me, to be honest.
It sounds like, remember when Gastineau was mad about the Strahan sacks? Like, it was like, oh, it was
I think what they're upset about is it didn't seem like it came in the natural flow of the game.
It didn't come in the, oh, my God, he hit another 3. Oh, my God, he's unstoppable. He's on fire. It was more like, the guy just got 40-something opportunities from the free throw line.
Or if the game was within 10 points, like it was during the beginning of the fourth quarter for Kobe.
It's called a 2-pack of ass.
Yeah.
The game was a 2-pack of ass yesterday.
20-point lead or whatever it was. So I think that's where the criticism is
where
coming
was
from.
the defense? What was that circus score that we saw last night? But
and they were fouling him. They just weren't fouling him Detroit Pistons style, which is what we would have saw in the 80s if a dude was going off like that.
83 is a hell of a lot of points.
Should there been, and the other controversy is, should they have pulled him out of respect for Kobe or whatever? And like Mike said, no way. In the name of competition, you leave him in there, let him go for it. I don't think even Kobe would have wanted to see that. 20 point. He's averaging what, 20 points this year per game. So that's why people are like, who did what?
And his career high prior to this was 41.
Wait, Bam, he's not even known for scoring like that. 83 points? I think that makes it a cooler story.
Truth be told,
this guy had like the game of his life. That's insane.
Truth be told, I got to ask because I saw the highlights like everyone, but I wasn't locked into a random Tuesday night Miami Heat game. From the jump, was it he just had the touch or did they just have a game plan? What? How do you even explain a guy that averages 20?
31 points in the first.
I know 31 in the first. So just
Mike.
Out the gate, he was unstoppable, and they just kept dishing, I guess, the whole game, and then fouls took over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, buddies.
We are live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Rock on! And have you ever wiped with a piece of dry toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets? Well, it's not. Switch to life-changing wet, extra-large, flushable Dude Wipes.
Dude Wipes!
Because wetter just cleans better. Available at Amazon and major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes. Best clean. Pants down!
Now, as far as the tourney starting on Thursday, I got a pick for you guys. I went to DraftKings.
Ooh.
Code CR Show, of course. And I did a little research. And by research, I mean ChatGPT.
Nice.
What do you think the average 1 seed's margin of victory is over 16 seeds of all time?
Point-wise?
Point-wise. The number 1 seeds beat 16 seeds by
what's
an
the record? Or an average?
What's the average?
Oh, man, that could be.
It's got to be 10 points.
I'd say average like 10, 12.
25.
24.
Are you
average?
Up.
1 seeds beat 16 seeds by an average
of 24
points over the history.
That's a high average.
Over the history of the tournament, 1 seeds have beaten 16 seeds by an average of 24. So here's my pick.
All right.
Simply based on, who am I kidding? None of us know much about 16 seeds. They just snuck in. They're usually local colleges, right?
Experts on social media know everything.
It's true. Experts.
You know that kid you went to high school with?
Expert.
That knows everything.
It's weird. How do they know everything about foreign policy and NCAA basketball? My Facebook friends know everything.
It's the same guy that knew everything about COVID when it happened.
My goodness. So I'm going with two big-time underdogs just to cover in a parlay. A two-team parlay. I'm not saying they're going to win, but Siena is a 28.5-point underdog to Duke. Now, 28.5 is a lot. Like, you lose by
That's
20,
a lot.
you win the bet. So I like Siena as a 28.5-point underdog based on nothing simply more than me saying that's a hell of a lot of points. And even more so, Arizona favored over, I'm from Long Island, so LIU, Long Island University, a 16 seed, 31.5-point underdog. So I'm just going to take LIU and take Siena in a parlay. Both teams just don't get beat by like 40, and it's like a fun little parlay.
Based on your ChatGPT research, I do like it. If 24 is the average that they're winning by?
And you thought that was preposterous.
Yeah.
So how about you take two teams that are roughly 30-plus point underdogs? I mean,
yeah, way to go.
Like, just don't play like complete ass, and maybe you cover.
I like it.
So, hey, that's DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, built for March. And right now, use our code CRSHOW to claim your special offerings at DraftKings. Again, that's promo code CRSHOW at DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Rich, guess who the coach at Siena is?
The coach at Siena.
It all ties back to you somehow. Always.
To me?
It's a former Q's alum.
McNamara?
Jerry McNamara.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Because I knew he had that coaching blood in him. So, look at that. So, I like my pick even more now. Siena, LIU, parlay that bad boy. All right.
Hey, speaking of the tournament, we'll be talking about it on Overpromise this week, so more reason to check us out. Our bonus pod, Covino and Rich FSR, is where we're streaming live right now. You could watch the show, Friday's show, SGA Day, and, of course, we'll be talking more about your picks. And
One of the biggest parts of March Madness is luck, the fun, the drama, and the just pure passion of college athletes, fan bases, and everything. It really is one of the most exciting times of the year in the world of sports. It just, experts to me, and I'm doing this, I'm just guessing this. You could say, Rich, you're full of it. But I think this time of year, people that pose as March Madness experts are the least qualified experts. You could convince me that someone on NFL Network has really analyzed.
The most overused word
but I'm saying,
ever.
Danny G, someone at NFL Network or on Fox or ESPN, you could convince me that they've studied the rosters of 32 NFL teams. You could tell me someone on MLB. You could tell me that, I'm Tim Kirchin. You could tell me that someone is a true baseball expert or NBA. When you get to March Madness, I look at the TV screen. I just want to point out, be like, fake, Fugazi, fake. When all these people are like, well, number 15 seed, I'm like, what do you know other than the BS fake research you did? Because there's no way.
It's a fake title. That's why I always go with tycoon, because it's just as stupid.
As expert?
You weren't researching these teams who made it in as a 14, 15, 16 seed because you didn't know who's going to win the conference tournament necessarily.
We have one guy at the network, Aaron Torres. He fills in with Bayer on our show sometimes. Now, I follow him throughout college basketball
Some
season.
people are way more knowledgeable.
Yeah,
there's no question about that.
There's a handful of dudes like him where I'll follow what they say on Twitter. But yeah, you're right. Otherwise, we're all just pretending with college basketball.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's the most fugazi. So don't take it serious if, like I said, Betty from accounting wins the office pool and you're out after the first round. What you're trying to do is, what does everyone do? Let me try to find a 12 seed to upset a 5 seed. Or
I hate it. By the way, it's so pretentious to consider yourself an expert.
Because even if you love college hoops, what are you looking at the whole year, I was saying? The top 25, right? You're looking at the rankings and who falls in and out of the top 25. So when you have 64 teams in the pool and even more of that vying for the tournament, you'd be lying to everyone to say that, oh, yeah, I'm really well aware of Siena's roster. Other than knowing McNamara as the coach, you're telling me you know the point guards off the bench for a 16-seed team?
I do know one player on Siena because he played at Iowa, Riley Mulvey.
But see, that's even remarkable. You know
Actually,
that.
You know what, Rich? You let's not sell ourselves short. Rich is a fake boob expert. It's true. He knows everything about him.
I mean, it is true. I could grab a boob and tell you if it's silicone, saline, if it's real, fake.
Put a blindfold on the guy, he'll tell you what kind it is, the size, and everything.
That's gummy bear.
He'll tell you what year it's from. Like
C-cup gummy bear.
Yeah. He's pretty amazing when it comes to that.
Like a sommelier of sorts.
Yes. Yeah. So,
but college hoops.
Give credit where it's due, I guess.
I like to think here in the studio, there's a hell of a lot of NFL, baseball, boxing knowledge, but college hoops, outside of the top teams, I think everyone is faking the funk when they fill out their bracket, and they get all braggadocious too, like, ooh, look at me. I'm, all my Sweet 16 teams are still in it. You guessed properly.
Yeah, there's so much luck involved.
You flipped a coin. Have your kid fill out a bracket. They'll probably do better than you.
Hey.
Didn't Adam Shine do that like a year ago and his kid was better than him?
Yes. But look, it's getting late early, Rich.
Yeah.
What's your final thought on Stone Cold Steve Austin Day?
I think that the story of him going from stunning Steve Austin to Stone Cold is the best change a character has ever made, and he went from lame to the coolest ever. So props to him.
We honor him today.
Yeah, all right, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, have a good Monday night. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Enjoy the WBC. Let's go.